Man. Just the fact that I don't have to go to a regular day job is enough for me. But the extra 50K is on top of them. Sitting quite nice. I love it.
That's awesome. How much has life changed for you over the last year? I mean, obviously it's not like you're ready to retire or anything, but I mean, I'm sure you're getting noticed. You got some money in the bank. I mean, how much has life changed for you?
Honestly, I try not to keep it like I still hang around the same people and everything. I don't try to go out there and like make the biggest new friends or anything because I like staying grounded. Shoot, my friends still tried like no, my friends still make fun of me. Like they treat me like I'm like nobody, and I love it. Like I love it because like I go around and people start trying to treat me like, yeah, you're a UFC fighter, you're this and that. I'm like, I start kind of shutting down. I'm like, I'm not that guy. But no, I do love getting the recognition. I do love talking to people who are like legitimate fans. Who are super legitimate fans. I remember I was at the Toyota Center, and one guy noticed me. He's like, dude, Adrian Yanez, this is so cool. Like, oh, let me take a picture with you. And then somebody who was next to him was like, can I get a picture too? And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. They're like, yeah, but he didn't know who I was. I knew it. It was like I had like, yeah, so it's cool getting like recognition from like actual genuine fans, but yeah, other than that, it's been pretty nice. It's been pretty cool.
That's awesome, man. Is that a difficult balance to strike? Because like on the one hand, right, hype is what you want, right? Attention is what you want. That gets you big fights. But on the other hand, maybe you don't want to start believing the hype a little too much, and maybe you're not putting the work in the gym and that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm very like I like to look at a lot of things from the outside looking in, and like I know what the hype is. The hype will make you feel like you're on top of the world, make you feel like, man, I'm unbeatable, I'm on this. But like, I like to deal with reality. I do like dealing with reality a lot because, and you're gonna go in there and like I knew like let's just say like this, like Conor McGregor whenever he was fighting Khabib, highest hype. But all well deserved. All was well deserved. But going into that fight, you're going against someone like Khabib, man. Like I felt like I knew that was going to happen. But also the hype had me so like thinking it's like, man, but if Conor lands this punch, Khabib's out. Yeah, so the hype will do a lot of things, but you have to stick with reality. You have to kind of know and to be like, all right, cool. The guy that I'm fighting, he's a really tough opponent. You have to break him down stylistically. You have to keep focused the whole entire time because if not, you let it just starts running your head. It starts running in your head down the best. And you don't have to work as hard. You don't have to do any of this. But no, man. I've just kind of just watching boxing and just watching like a lot of these fighters. They get up there and then all of a sudden they just start dying down, start like losing their performance, start to drop off and everything. So it's like I don't want to be that guy, and I definitely want to keep this stride going for a very long time.
Awesome, man. Well said. Davey, talk about him as an opponent. You talk about breaking guys down. He's been in some exciting fights. The last one was an amazing one.
Yeah.
What do you think about him?
Man, I think he's a really great fighter. He's tough. He's durable, man. He's just one of those guys that's not going to stop coming forward. He doesn't care if you hit him, how many times you hit him. He doesn't care. So to me, I am in love with this matchup. Stylistically wise, I just know that he comes in very loopy, and I'm more of the straight down technical type of fighter, and I have to stay that guy. I can't get out of character. I have to be in character the whole entire time. Like if I get out of my character, it's just bad news for me because you see what happens to people who get out of character whenever they fight him. They start trying to go blow for blow with him, and they get put on their ass, and I'm not that guy. I don't want to be that guy. So staying technical the whole entire time. I do see holes that I'm looking to exploit and looking to get another 50K. I'm trying to finish this guy. The extra 50K is always it always sits nice in the bank. Just open up your bank account. You're just like, yeah, nice. This is nice. So I'm really hoping to make it another one.
What is that moment like? Because I'm sure they just wire transfer you in some money, right? Just like one day you just open up and there it is.
Yeah, no, I actually had, like I was wondering. I was like, I had texted my manager, Jason House, and I was like, hey, when does that 50 come in? And I was like, because I was just wondering, and he's like, oh, yeah, it takes about this long. I was like, oh, okay, and just one day I completely had forgot about it, and I was even like thinking, I was like, did I even win the 50K? Like, did I even get the bonus? And then next you know, it just hits the account, and you're just like, oh, wow, like just next day, like, oh, nice. But it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool getting the extra 50. It's nice. I was able to buy a house and just like kind of do grown up things. That's the best part about this is that I'm doing my dream job, but also being able to do grown up things.
That's awesome. Last thing for me, I wanted to ask. I mean, you win here, you do what you want to do. Obviously, the hype's going to keep building. Do you want your next fight to be at one of these pay-per-view events where you can fight in front of a big crowd, or do you just want to keep putting in work in here because this place seems to be all right for you?
Yeah, this place does seem to be all right for me. They're giving me nicknames in there like Apex Adrian Yanez and all that stuff, and I don't mind. You know what? It's actually sitting pretty nice with me right now. Brendan Fitzgerald gave me Mr. Knockout. The UFC staff is giving me Apex Adrian Yanez. I love both, so hey, we can start a Twitter poll and try to see which one goes first. But I do love it here. It feels like home. Like every single time I come in, I feel like I can kick my shoes off, kick back and relax and chill. But also, man, I've been really adamant about fighting back at home in Houston, and hopefully I get that shot. But honestly, at the same time, I wouldn't mind fighting at the T-Mobile Arena, being able to go out there and fight on a pay-per-view event. I wouldn't mind it. But also, again, man, it's just one of those things that I do love fighting here because it's just home. It's home.
Yeah, Adrian, there's rumours that February could be in Houston. So if you get a quick work on Saturday, could you turn around that quick?
Man, I kind of made a promise to myself that after this fight, I kind of had to take some time. I do have to take some time for myself, and I heard rumors about that too. And I as much as it sucks, I might have to miss out on that one too. Just because, man, a lot of stuff has happened in life, and I kind of need to take back, like after this fight, just kind of, like my sole focus is on this fight. So after this fight goes on, come back home, just focus on family, focus on getting my teammates right, and making sure that everything is set so we can move on and be 100% better. Because, man, yeah, you know, as everybody knows, you know, like my coach had passed away, so I had, like, I still, even through all this stuff now, like, it's kind of just been pushed out. Like, I'm being 100% honest right now. It's like, it's all, like, pushed away. It's like I haven't dealt with any of it. So, like, after this fight, then I'll deal with it, you know, because this is really important to me.
It's kind of like life's been a whirlwind, so you haven't had that moment to stop and actually appreciate it.
Absolutely.
They'll be back in Houston.
Yeah.
They'll be back. Whenever Max Holloway fights, it seems like the talk of best boxer in the UFC comes up, and there's been a lot of talk on Twitter and stuff. You know, where's your name rank in that? Because from the outside, I would argue that you have some very good boxing.
See, man. Look, yeah, I.
Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, no, I'm just, like, yeah, I know, I don't know if it's just my ego thing, but I'm just like, I should be in there, but also at the same time, the guys that they're naming are really good guys, but also, man, I feel like I have some of the best hands in my division. I feel like I am the best boxer in my division. There's a lot of guys that, when it comes to striking, yeah, now we start talking about different things. But if we're coming just about boxing, just the hands, just that, like, I feel like I have some of the best boxing. If not, I am the best boxer in the 135 division. And I'm going to prove that Saturday night whenever I go against Davey Grant and I pitch a perfect performance.
Don't you think it kind of gets a bit murky, right, when they talk about MMA fighters having boxing? Because is it boxing for MMA that they're talking about, or is it just like, we'll put on some boxing gloves and have a box? Those seem like two different things to me.
Oh no, they definitely are. They definitely are, because in the 8 ounces you have to be very precise. You have to make the openings, and with 4 ounces you have the openings. You can close it off, but there's still a lot of other targets that you can hit. It's so much easier with the 4 ounces to find the liver. It's so much easier to find the little cracks. You go up with the high guard. It's so easy to break through that with the 4 ounces. With the 8 ounces, it's a little bit different. That's why I respect those boxers that are able to go out there and get knockouts on a consistent basis, you know, and do it technical wise, because, man, like they have a bigger glove and able to find the smallest areas to find the knockout. And to me, those are two completely different things. The footwork's different. There's a lot of things that are different. You know, their bob and weaves can be a little bit more extraordinary. I'll just, like, they can dip low if they wanted to. You know, in MMA sometimes that's good. Sometimes it's good, but also the knees, the head kicks. There's a lot of things. So when it comes to boxing for MMA, I feel like I'm the best in the 135 division.
Watching you, you know, we can see there's a lot of talent in you, and watching your rise, it's very cool then to see you get called out and trained with the champion, Aljamain Sterling. As an experience, what was that like for you? And I'm sure, look, training's training, but were there moments where you're like, oh, I'm actually very good at this. I'm against one of the best guys in the division. What was that experience like for you?
Oh yeah, it definitely helped me learn a lot. Like like the whole entire time being in the UFC, I always felt like I was playing catch up. I have to play catch up because like I feel like I always personally felt like I was so far behind a lot of these guys, and I felt like I had to do so much more work, so much more work, so much more work. And I still had that mentality, but after going with Aljamain, just seeing like, oh wait, it's just small details that I need to work on. It's not this big stuff anymore. It's the small details that you start working on. The small details will help me once I close that out. Like I'm there. That's all I need is just small little details, and just being able to go in there and just being like, oh man, the champ, and like he called me over because he wanted me to be kind of like the training partner for him when he's gonna fight Peter Yan, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But being able to go out there and kind of resemble somebody who's the interim champ right now is also kind of like a compliment in itself, you know. So it's pretty cool. I still think I have better hands than him, but at the same time, he's still good. Like he does a very good job of adjusting. Like Peter Yan is no one to mess with, and he does really good job at adjusting.
You know, if Aljamain holds onto that title and you get up there, the UFC promotional machine is just going to like drill the shit out of these sparring sessions that you supposedly have.
Oh yeah. No, of course they're going to see the one where I'm punching him in the face, but they're not going to see the one where I was carrying him around like a backpack. You know, so it's a give and take. It's a give and take. So and props to Aljo because he put the one where he was getting punched in the face out. Yeah. He put it out, and I told him personally, he's like, I'm not putting any of these out. He was like, I might put a couple of them out, like of us just chilling. He's like, but I'm not putting. He's like, all right, cool. Post the first one. It's the one me punching him in the face. I was like, oh, all right, cool. That's what you're doing, all right. Yeah. But I made sure that people knew. Like people knew. It was like it wasn't just like me like just whooping his ass. Like a lot of people were like, oh, he's getting his ass beat by Adrian Yanez. No, it wasn't that. No. It was fun sparring.
Good stuff. Thanks, man.
Speaking of that photo, people, like you said, people really did take that photo and like run wild with it. What was that experience like, seeing the fans and how they kind of twisted things?
Oh yeah, it was very like idiotic to me because I went back to watch the sparring, and I was like, man, like I don't remember hitting him that hard, and I don't remember hitting him hard because it was just like we're in the puffy 7 ounces, but we're like I'm not going out there and trying to knock him out or anything like that. Like it was good technical work, and no, like he threw a kick and I checked it. Like there's literally a picture right before where I'm checking the kick, and whenever he's retracting the kick, I'm throwing the punch. So you can literally swap back and you can see it in motion what's happening. But people just took the picture where I'm punching him in the face and just like taking that and running with it. And it's to me they create a whole story around it. They try to make Aljamain look bad just because they don't like him. Like for some reason they just don't like Aljamain Sterling, and he's to the point right now where he's just he's just actively going along and just you know what, if they don't like me, I'm gonna make them not like me. So I like it, you know, super petty, and I kind of like it. But you know, I kind of fell into it a little bit where I was like, man, I was like when Peter Yan was drilling that knee on the floor, I was like, I said it was, I wish Twitter knew sarcasm because I was tweeting it with sarcasm, but at the same time people took it and was like, oh, you're Aljo now. I'm like, no, I'm not, no. But people, again, man, like if you look at that punch as well too, my feet weren't even planted. It was Aljo was bringing that foot back and he was still in the air. So it was like, it's over. It went bullshit.
Is that the craziest thing that's happened to you on Twitter? Because you're pretty active, and I know that Twitter is a pretty terrible place sometimes.
That one was the most terrible. Probably, yeah, I'd probably say that. But man, just seeing, I think the worst thing I've gotten was just like clown emojis and all that stuff. No one's really talked really bad mess about me. There has been some guys on Instagram that will direct message me and be like, I can take you or I can whoop your ass, but other than that, that's about it. I don't consider those threatening at all. It's not at all.
Adrian, I just wanted you to kind of reflect on your relationship with Saul Soliz, and you kind of said that you've put all this kind of on the side, but was this training camp harder?
This training camp at times was harder because there's times where I was in the morning session walking in, and I usually see him sitting down like in this certain spot, and just being able to see and walk in and just see him and him just greet each other and everything was like, I miss those little small moments, you know. There's a lot of little small moments that I would have, like my new training partner, like me and my training partner Cameron, like we were there religiously. He was there like on Saturdays. I wouldn't really go on Saturdays, but like they had this whole thing, and like we knew exactly what my coach wanted and everything. But it was kind of just, it was like, yeah, there was some hard moments, but kind of knowing how my coach was. He was just the guy that would be like, no, I don't want anybody being sad about my death. I don't want anybody being like crying or anything like that. It's a celebration of life, and that's exactly how I've been treating it this whole entire camp. Like, man, I get to go out there and prove that his system works. Him not being here is gonna help me prove his system, if that makes sense, because we've kept literally the same system that he does and doing everything the way that he's done it, and even brought back some of the old things I used to do whenever I first got with my coach. You know, like back whenever I was 18, you know, brought some stuff back, and just seeing whenever I go out there and I stop Davey Grant, just seeing that it works.
Can you let us know who your new coach is?
Pretty much, man. It's like it's almost like a team alpha male type of thing. I'm pretty much like Rye favorite right now. But right now, we've actually got a good group of guys where we've been learning from. You know, me, I'm doing most of the striking, and then after that, we got my training partner Cameron, really good striker, and then also like wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and all that stuff. Like, we've been blessed to get someone in like Rafion Stotts. Rafion Stotts has came into the camp, and I've had him like my whole entire camp. So it's been great just to have like another wrestling aspect, because I think that was the only thing that we were really missing out of everything, was just another high-level wrestler. We had really good jiu-jitsu guys and everything, but the level of wrestling mixed with the jiu-jitsu has made everything like so much better. Like just noticing the small little details and everything that I learned whenever I was with Aljo, learning it and getting it back at home with somebody like Rafion Stott. So it's been a blessing, man. I felt like there was no like detriment in this camp, and just being able to like kind of go back. Also, it's also been kind of cool that like I used to talk to my coach a lot about this. I mean, like, whenever you're coaching and all that stuff, like, man, some people just don't get it. And like he would have that conversation with me, and just me just having that conversation with my training partner Cameron, be like, damn, like, damn, this is what he would say all the time. So it's pretty cool. It was cool having moments like that.
And then finally, since your last fight, Mana Martinez is in the UFC, and I just wanted to kind of like your reaction to that, and his first fight, and now he's got a second fight booked, and just how excited you are.
Man, I'm super excited for him, man. It's been a blessing, man, because I remember him walking into the gym too, to him, like, because it was after a loss. He came into the gym after a loss, and just we actually both took losses that night. He showed up in the gym, and he was there ready to train. He never left, and just seeing all the work ethic that he had, you know, going in for all those next fights, how different he was, how much he had changed as a person and everything. Just seeing the growth from him has been amazing, and just being able to be a part of his debut was really cool. Because I actually remember having to corner him for his first fight whenever he was there at the gym, his first time at the gym, because my coach was stuck in traffic. The Astros had just won the World Series, so Houston traffic was ridiculous. And I remember I was fighting that night too, and he just comes frantically running into the room while I was wrapping the other fighter's hand, and yeah, it was a real crazy thing. He's like, "Man, coach ain't here. I need someone to corner me." I was like, I'm fighting. Yeah, screw it, I'll go. And then I was walking down, and I remember one of the ladies, Miss Rivers, she was like, "You know, the commissioner's super pissed off that you're down here." I was like, "Coach Saul's stuck in traffic." He was like, "What am I supposed to do? He needs a coach." He's like, "Okay, they can fuck off." I was like, "Okay, yeah." And then, but yeah, just being able to corner him for like his first fight while he was in the gym, and then me being able to coach him for his UFC debut, I thought that was pretty cool. It was really sentimental. And also, just with everything that had went on, like those past like 2-3 weeks before he made his debut, man, I wouldn't have, like, I'm telling you, I tried to talk him like out of it, like, hey, just take another couple weeks. If I'm telling you, this is a lot of stress, a lot of stuff going on. Just like, do you really want to do this? I had like the talk with him that someone had the talk with me when my father passed away, and I was like, bro, I was like, you need to know if like this, like if you're gonna do this, like you have to do it for yourself. You can't do it for anybody else. You got to know within yourself, and don't do it because like they're telling you like you need to do this for Coach Saul. You need to know that you're doing this for you. And we had that talk and came out, fought. You know, it was for a debut and with everything going on, it was a great performance.